These bodybuilding cops, and in some cases cops turned bodybuilders, will make any criminal run away with their tail between their legs. Let's check out the biggest bodybuilding cops that pack an insane amount of muscle. Number 5. Michael Counihan. Michael Counihan is a personal coach and a police officer for the NCY Police Department. At 5 feet 9 and 210 pounds of pure rippling muscle, the handsome cop is bringing new meaning to the phrase New York's finest. Mike was always an active kid during his childhood. After suffering a football injury at the age of 14, Mike discovered bodybuilding and immediately fell in love. During his time as a personal trainer, Mike also had another passion, which was becoming a police officer. After several months or applications and trials, Michael managed to get the job in the New York City Police Department, an event that started a completely different way of life from this point onwards. The 8-year veteran who patrols the Bronx's busy 52nd Precinct now has more than 165K followers, even though his colleagues initially ribbed him for his social media presence. He is definitely one of the most ripped cops in the NYPD. Number 4. Ravi Vanjari. Ravi Vanjari is an Indian man who won the gold medal in the 2018 Asian Bodybuilding Championships. This tremendous cop patrols the metropolis in northern Maharashtra, India, when he isn't coaching to win the Mr. Olympia title. Vanjari told news outlets, "Over time I've caught thieves, drug sellers, and whatnot. Being a policeman and a bodybuilder has its personal perks. As soon as I caught a motorbike thief with 36 bikes, and since then I'm referred to as Singham. However, in the event you take a look at the larger image, that is only a job for me." A hero to the folks now, Vanjari hails from a modest background. He mentioned, "I used to be simply 12 after I began coaching with my kaka, who was a wrestler. I come from a really small city in Maharashtra, referred to as Bodwad. My dad and mom had been farmers, and we had been struggling to make ends meet. That's after I determined to affix the police division." Vanjari has discovered many allies in his bodybuilding profession, even inside the police division. His spouse, a dietitian, and his 2 kids have always stood by him. Also, there have been some senior officers from the police force who have at all times thought that their star policeman can be a star bodybuilder within the sports activities area. Number 3. Miguel Pimentel. Miguel Pimentel is another bodybuilding cop that could give professionals a run for their money. This muscly New York City sheriff's deputy sets pulses racing online after his selfies went viral on social media. The photos set off an army of women fawning over Miguel Pimentel in his uniform, and many have even stepped forward to beg the deputy to use his police powers to cuff them, arrest them, take them to jail, and frisk them all over. The 33-year-old deputy told news outlets that the attention has got so out of control that women are boldly approaching him on the street. They gush, "You're the cop on Facebook." Pimentel told the newspaper. But while his photos are leaving ladies speechless, Pimentel confesses that he has a girlfriend and she is not too pleased about all of the attention he's been getting lately. Pimentel, a former Marine, served his country for 10 years with tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. He credits his incredible physique to bodybuilding and says he does regular workouts at the gym. He said, "I was on the Marine Corps bodybuilding team my last year in the Marines and I liked it right away. Ever since then, it's been a part of my life." In 2013, the hunky deputy won the National Physique Committee New Jersey State Championships for amateur bodybuilding. That same year, he joined the Sheriff's Department and his duties include seizing property and serving judicial mandates. But the modest hunk admits that his good looks, groomed hair, brown eyes, and toned body always land him in hot water with the ladies. He said, "A thing that happens a lot is when I go out in uniform like to get lunch, I'll go to like a Subway and the female workers will talk about me in Spanish because they think I don't understand." The sheriff's deputy has even learned that his photos have been used to catfish unsuspecting women online as people pretend to be him. At least 4 girls have approached him and told him that internet fraudsters are using his photos to catfish women as a way to get to know them. And the deputy admits that all of the attention has left his fellow cops teasing him a little at his newfound internet fame. Number 2. Matthew Schmidt. Matthew Schmidt has an overall victory in the 2019 NPC Nationals, is also a police officer from Texas, and he ran into several health problems on the way to becoming a champion. But it was clear that nothing was going to get in the way of his determination to defy the odds and come out on top at one of the biggest bodybuilding contests in the world. The NPC National Bodybuilding Championships were held in Miami, Florida, and it was the last chance in 2019 for amateur American competitors to achieve IFBB Pro League member status. Some pretty big stars have gotten their starts by winning this contest. Past champions include inaugural champion Lee Haney, Sean Ray, and Sergio Oliva Jr. Matthew Schmidt not only won the heavyweight division at this show, but he successfully posed down with the other division winners and was able to secure the overall title as well. The new champion and now qualified pro gives Houston, Texas its second straight champion, as Labrada also calls Houston home. Schmidt is a full-time police officer, so for him to maintain a career in that field while preparing for this contest is a testament to his commitment. His overall physique was the best in the lineup, but now as a pro, he will have to improve on certain areas like his lat width, hamstrings, and calves. This was his 5th time competing at the Nationals, and he was able to hold off second-place finisher Casey Castro, but since second-place finishers also earn their pro cards, they will both move up to the IFBB Pro League. Number 1. Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman is regarded as one of the most successful bodybuilders in history, winning the Mr. Olympia title for 8 consecutive years, from 1998 to 2005. Along with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Coleman is regarded as the most dominant bodybuilder and has been the winner of 26 IFBB professional titles. Besides being a professional bodybuilder, Ronnie Coleman also served in the police force. Initially, in his early years, Ronnie did not plan on becoming a professional bodybuilder. After graduating, he relocated to Texas, hoping to find better employment opportunities. He worked different jobs in a bank, then at Domino's Pizza. Every other job he applied for required experience which he did not have, and then one fine day, he saw an advertisement in a newspaper about a vacancy in the police force. This caught his attention because the ad highlighted that no experience was required. He eventually went on to become a police officer in Arlington, Texas. Coleman served on the force for many years, from 1989 up to 2003, and for some of the years, he balanced being a cop and Mr. Olympia. There were several reasons why Ronnie did not give up his job as an officer: free medical, life insurance, great work-life balance, and retirement benefits being a few of them. During his time at the police station, his friend and fellow officer, Gustavo Arlota, convinced him to start training at a nearby gym named Metroflex. The gym owner, Brian Dobson, who was himself a bodybuilder, first spotted Coleman and asked him if he had ever considered bodybuilding. Initially reluctant to take up the sport due to requirements like steroids, medication, and diet, Dobson convinced Coleman by offering him a free gym membership if he competed at the Mr. Texas competition in 1990. Dobson went on to train Coleman, and both competed at the event. Coleman not only went on to win the heavyweight and overall category, but also beat Dobson. He was 26 at the time. He won the World Amateur Championships held in Poland in 1991 and the Canada Pro Cup in 1995, 3 years before his first Mr. Olympia title in 1998. The overall course of his career took a toll on his body as he underwent severe injuries since 2007, including 2 hip replacements. He continued to train despite his condition. Considered the Michael Jordan of bodybuilding, Ronnie Coleman eventually retired in 2007 due to several injuries. Some of his surgeries had such poor outcomes that they restricted him from walking without support. Since his retirement, he has had 2 hip replacements and 10 injuries, on which he has spent almost $2 million. He now uses a wheelchair while traveling, but does not regret his choices and determination to be the best bodybuilder in the world, which he successfully converted into a reality. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.